Steelseries' new Truemove sensors have left quite the impression on me, to be very honest with you. And when I saw they were putting one in the Aerox 3 wireless, and the proposed price and setup and all of that sort of stuff, one could say I was marginally excited. Good afternoon, morning, and welcome to Tortoise Tech. If you're new here, I'm Reese, full piece of the KFC variety, or WookIE XXXL. There, I saved it right at the end. And today we're doing Aerox 3 wireless. This has Truemove Air, not quite the Truemove Pro, which is just a little bit not as good. This thing was so good on paper though. I had to get one. I sent it as soon as it landed at Evetech. I sent a request to the marketing boys, and I was like, please, you gotta make sure I get one of these. And thank goodness they did, because I've had a really good time. Most of the time when I use stuff, if it's not as good as like my daily driver product, I tend to review it, maybe give an extra hour or two on it, and then eventually I do become annoyed and I'll shove it back in its box and put it to the side. But that was not the case with this. And this thing is so close to perfect. It's like as close to damn it is to swearing in this instance. So let's talk about the mouse and the build. Ambidextrous design, 2 thumb buttons on the inside, DPI switch, 2 normal left and right clicks, and then a scroll. And then the scroll obviously has a button as well. Scroll is one of the things that Steelseries does particularly well. I really like their scrolls. Much better than their previous generation stuff. The 310 series, well, I was not a big fan of that. But since I touched that SteelSeries Sensei 10 and used that, it's left its mark on me 100%. Truemove is real. It's one of the best in-house tracking sensor technologies I've ever used, and it actually makes a difference over just slapping in a straight Pixar 3389. Of course, it's got holes drilled in it to get that weight down, 66 grams, and wireless is quite impressive, I have to say, especially considering it's still got RGB in it. One of the physical things about the mouse that was very strange when I first used it were these feet. Actually, they feel the same as a bicycle that has very like overinflated tires, or if you're on a skateboard and you're on a very knobbly kind of road that's like doesn't look like it's going to be knobbly, but it feels like that when you ride on it. That's the exact same way that this made me feel. These feet, when you use them on a surface, you pick up every single bump in that surface. It's kind of like a highly strung sports car in that manner. The overall shape and weight of the mouse is absolutely fantastic, and even with my larger palm, it does fit really nicely. I do like a smaller mouse, like a Kinzu V2. For instance, I used to daily drive that for quite a while. I really liked that. Kana as well, I preferred more than the SteelSeries Sensei at that sort of time. I've grown fond of the SteelSeries 10. I've grown fond of the SteelSeries Sensei 10. That took a really long time to get out. So the Aerox 3, with its size and setup and its wireless technology, by the way, it does have a Bluetooth mode as well. So if you don't want to take your dongle with you, then you can just use the Bluetooth mode to connect it to your laptop, albeit at 125 Hertz. Don't forget that. So you're not going to get the performance mode out of it in Bluetooth mode, unfortunately. But with a 2.4 gigahertz channel, it's busy connecting through my wall, like 5 meters away to where I connect into my PC. So it's got pretty good wireless technology in it as well. Now that we've got the physical setup out the way, let's talk about the performance of the mouse. I did play a boatload of BF4 with the boys because the servers have been popping off here in South Africa. If you don't know, it's happening, and I think premium's like $300 for BF4. You'll definitely get your money's worth out of it. I've dropped 27 hours into it so far in the last like few weeks, so it's been a good time. But this, as far as performance goes, and that, as you'll see by the gameplay I'm showing you on the screen, there's absolutely no problems with this thing's tracking. It tracks 1 for 1, 100%. The only thing is, because this is a Truemove Air, not a Truemove Pro, you can't do lift off distance modification. And I did find that within about 1 out of 15 sweeps that I was coming back down to some bump. Now, I don't have the highest eDPI in the world. When I play CS, for instance, I scale off of 400 DPI with 2.21 raw input on, of course, giving me an eDPI of just under 1,000. So it's not exactly on the higher end, is it? Well, it's also not too low. It's not like a 500 eDPI where I'm going to be sweeping and lifting constantly. I don't do that much sweeping and lifting. Usually I can do a 360 in that kind of space. Like that for me, it should be a full 360 or at least a 180 in whichever game I'm playing. So I'm not exactly going overboard. I've got a big mouse pad, you know, 450 by 450 mil, like the good old QCK heavy. Actually, it was a gift from a friend. Very kindly gave me the CSGO Hyper Beast edition, which I've been using now for actually a very long time for a mouse pad. He did threaten my life if I didn't keep it clean, and it's dirty, so I might be in a bit of trouble. But the mouse and the mouse pad matched up really well. The software for this is also particularly good. Once again, only thing for me that's missing on this product is lift-off distance modification, and then maybe a surface tuning like sensor, or a bit of surface tuning on it would be nice. It makes sense that you wouldn't have both and not one or the other, because they're sort of interlinked between the two. But compared to my Model O, as far as bump goes, it's day and night, which is why I've been using this practically the entire week. Using it with or without the cable actually feels quite similar because of the ProFlex cable that they have included with it in the package. It is Type-C as well, so it does charge up pretty damn quickly. You are going to be needing to plug it in every day though, because I found about 13 hours was the limitation. I was actually busy with benchmarks from like 10 o'clock in the morning till 11:30 at night, and then at 11:30 it died off on me. So it will last a full day worth of usage in a normal environment, if you're using something for like 12 hours like a normal human being would, not someone that, you know, commits to too much work like myself, then you won't have that issue. I do think that problem though can be solved in the software. There is one little thing on this mouse that is a bit of a deal breaker for me personally, and it might be for you. The thumb button set up on the side here, the front button is perfectly fine. It sticks out far enough, it's got a good feedback, the positioning, everything is good. It's right where you want it underneath your thumb. The further back one, unfortunately, when you press it, it does go into the body of the mouse. So to press it, if your hand is shorter over here, is very difficult, very, very difficult indeed. Only right at the front of the mouse does it not go inside the body of the mouse. And when I play games like Dota, or if I play like GTA RP, where I really need push to talk for the toggle VoIP and all of that sort of stuff in the game, then that becomes quite an issue. So in conclusion, this is a 9 out of 10 product. They've definitely knocked it out of the park in several areas. Shape is one of those, 100%. Nice that it's ambidextrous. It's not what I call true ambidextrous, because it doesn't have a set of buttons on the other side. But lefties, if you're already used to doing some weird strong hand thing to click those buttons, then you would have no problems with that, would you? 66 grams, 66 grams. 6 sensor, great mouse. Just the one, okay, so how to fix it? Steelseries, please give us lift-off distance modification in the software. Pretty please. I don't know if the sensor can do it. If it can't, oh well. But it would be really nice to have. That would just make it pretty much the best. And then the back thumb button over here, just extend this plastic as well. Just make this button actually physically bigger so that it doesn't sit inside or behind the body of the mouse. Even if it protrudes slightly, form over function is not as good. If it looks good and it works well, that's great. If it looks good and it doesn't work, that's bad. End of story on that one. Anyway, that is all I have for you in this review. If you have enjoyed it, please do hit us up with a like and subscribe, and I will see you on the flip side. Can you believe, I can't, Tortoise Tech is actually 3 years old now in August. 1st of August, the company will be 3 years old. It was started in 2018 after I left Uncle Aces, and I decided that this was a way that I could give back to the community. I saved up for a little while and, you know, put my pennies together and everything and started this business, and it's gone from strength to strength, and largely because of your guys' support. I'm sorry I haven't done as many giveaways and stuff as I would have liked. Things have been a little bit difficult in these times, you know, budget constraints and all that sort of stuff. But with the new premises, hopefully I can do more and produce more content more easily. I've been running this business off of LTE, which has been horrific to say the least. And yeah, it's been difficult. It's been a difficult time, but things are looking up and we're moving forward really nicely. I'm just a little bit somber to leave where I'm staying now. I've been staying with my father in his house, and it's been really good, really cool to spend time with my old man. you know, going to miss him a lot, and the doggos and everything that is at this place. But like I said, new premises, Faber, finally. Not going to have to struggle with AfriWorst or any of these horrible problems that I've run into. So I just want to say a big thank you to everybody that's liked and subscribed and viewed and commented and anything that you guys have done, even the smallest bit. I can't actually express to you how much I appreciate it. Because of you guys and because of Uncle Evetech, this is something that I get to do on a daily basis, you know, is live this life and do Eve Sports and give back to the community that gave so much to me as a youngster growing up in the learning environment, you know, pre-broadband and advent even of ADSL. Yes, I am that old. This was the environment and everything that we were in. And just as a closing thought, you know, I know Evetech hasn't always gotten it right, and they haven't always done the perfect thing or, you know, created the best image of themselves in certain terms. But I will say that I've been working with them now for 7.5 years in different aspects and stuff, and never before have they invested more in the community than they have over the last 3 years and change. I only joined them 16 months ago now, but I've been noticing that every rage they were putting on a bigger and a better show, that they've been building up esports tournaments and esports organizations and TOs and all kinds of things. And there's no other channel in South Africa or no other sales channel in South Africa that does as much as Evetech does for the community. So think about that as well a little bit, you know, and we can work on this thing together and build a better sales channel and get you the information you need on products and stuff so that you can make better purchasing decisions. That's the goal here for Evetech. You know, and I don't think it's been expressed very well, you know, over the time and that sort of stuff. That's why they helped me build up things like Eve Sports so that we can, you know, do longer term, better run organized tournaments and that sort of stuff. Anyway, thank you all so much. I will be back sometime around about the 2nd, no, it's a bit later than that. It'll be about the 5th of July. Will be the next review that comes up. So until then, stay safe, keep well, and I'll see you on the flip side.